Hello everyone, this is Noor and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I haven't posted any makeup tutorial for you guys. Also, your girl, to be honest, I've been just taking a break a little bit from makeup from my face because I'm still healing from my rhinoplasty, so your girl is kind of still scared to put any makeup around the nose. That's just a personal thing. Today is really exciting because I am putting makeup, actually getting glammed a little bit. First time in a long time because it's been a while, and this one is actually super duper exciting because I'm collaborating again with Online Makeup Academy. I've done a couple of videos with them and I am just obsessed with this online makeup course program. It is so helpful. I really enjoy learning from them because I get to learn so many new things that I just didn't know about the beauty industry. Even though I've been in this industry for years now, I'm just really happy that I always get to learn something new. So today I'm actually here with you guys collaborating with Online Makeup Academy on their bridal and hairstyling course. I'm so excited to dive in. It is a long video, but it's honestly a super helpful long video, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. So if you guys want to discover Online Makeup Academy and if you want to become a professional makeup artist, keep on watching. Alrighty you guys, let's go ahead and start. I know I look like a complete bum right now just because I thought I'll go over the course a little bit with you guys and then we can go ahead to the glam part of it all. As you guys could see, if you guys haven't watched my previous videos, I've done a rhinoplasty, so I feel like my mouth movement hasn't really gone to its original state yet, but it will eventually come back to normal. Even me looking at myself talking, I feel myself incredibly weird, but I am still in the healing process of my rhinoplasty, so please don't mind that. So the course, this one is actually a bridal course that includes the hair and makeup, which is incredibly interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do hair with you guys. I might do just a quick little styling of the hair, but I'm not gonna go ahead and do any updos or anything like that. Anyways, that isn't my specialty at all, but I did learn a lot from the hair part of this course, which I found it really helpful. So when you first go ahead and start the course, I'm actually on my laptop right here, so I'm just gonna go over it pretty quickly and also give you guys my tips and tricks on bridal makeup because I do it all the time. I am a professional makeup artist. I've been in this business for almost 17 years now. That's crazy thinking about it, and I've been doing a lot of brides, especially on the weekends. Summertime is basically my most busiest time, but to be honest, bridals continue till October, so it's not only till summertime. You can also get some fall weddings as well, but I absolutely love doing bridals. I get to meet so many people and I get to work with so many different types of skin and skin tones, so honestly I truly do enjoy doing bridal makeups a lot. So the first thing when you start off is basically just introductions. They introduce the teachers and they talk about their career and how long they've been in the career, and they also give you guys their own expertise about this domain in general, which I find it really helpful. I always like to listen to different artists and just to kind of see their journey with makeup and how they grew and how they actually got into this industry and also what they do, you know. So there's makeup artists that are just made for special effects, makeup artists are just done for glam, but there you also have makeup artists that are just bridal. But to be honest, I'm all in one, so I do everything that comes to makeup just because I really truly enjoy it. But you do have different artists if ever you are asking yourself, and if you want to do all of them, then go ahead. I would highly recommend that. In this main introduction, they introduce you to business opportunities. They also introduce you to the kits. That includes the hair kit and also the makeup kit, just to kind of get an idea. And I also find it really cool because they also have a touch-up kit after too, because sometimes when you're doing weddings, they need you for touch-ups for later, so that's always important to know what to carry with you. To be honest, for the touch-ups, I just carry my whole kit just because I want to be prepared. I don't want to arrive there and miss something that I've had in my original kit, so I just carry everything with me, to be honest. Sorry guys, like I'm talking about bridal stuff, I'm getting bombarded with bridal with some of my bridal clients as well, which is really good. Like I just booked another group, so I'm happy about that. So like I was saying, they also show you like a touch-up kit and it's always best to kind of have everything with you, just not to arrive there and just you're missing stuff. It just doesn't look professional. So honestly, I just carry everything with me. By the way, I am planning on doing a separate video. If you guys are interested, you can let me know in the comments down below. I'm actually planning on doing a video just about my makeup kit, just for my client, for my freelance job. And basically what I'm planning to do in that video is to show you my bags and what I carry in them, what kind of products I carry in there too, and also just like essentials to always have with you while you're always on the go to different clients' houses too. I feel like that video is going to be quite helpful to all of the freelance makeup artists out there, and also if you're new as well, then it could be helpful for you guys as well. But since I've been doing this for years now, I learned to know what is the good things to carry and what is the bad things to carry. So I feel like just having that video done for you guys would be very helpful for you guys, but also to show you guys what I carry with me on my makeup contracts. So it will be very helpful. So going back to the course, I can get out of the subject pretty quickly, but it's kind of related, so we're not so far. Module 2, they talk about the bridal makeup business. So they talk about like the wedding date, the time, the common issues, the business essentials, also social media marketing. They really give you guys like the whole shebang that you need to know about bridal makeup and what to expect and what to do and all of that. Also, what's most importantly here is your portfolio development and also client testimonies, because you want them to review you. You want them to talk about your service. You want them to rate you as well, which is really important. Now, I do have my clients' testimonies on my website, that I have them listed there. They leave me all their comments and what they think about my service. But to be honest, sometimes testimonies, you kind of need to always nudge them and say, hey, could you just write me a little something just about my service, about my application? Let me know what you think. Some of them do, some of them don't. So if they don't, they just don't. And it doesn't mean they hate your work. They just don't have time, to be honest. Because I've done that a lot, and most of them just don't answer, and I just say, hey, you know, it's fine, don't worry, I know you're busy. But they always say like, hey, we're sorry, and then they write you something, you know? So just saying. Social media marketing is also super important for you to grab those clients. I've been doing this for a long time, like I have mentioned. I know for some reason I'm going to be saying that phrase a lot in this video, but to be honest, it's just talking about my experience. Marketing yourself on social media is super important, so try your best to take pictures of your clients as much as possible. Now, it happens sometimes that you're doing a client and just nothing works out, and sometimes you don't want to take a picture, and that's completely fine. But most of the time when you do an amazing job, just take a quick pic, ask and say, hey, can I share your beautiful face on my socials? Some of them will say yes and some will say no. So don't take it in a bad way and they say no, because there's some people just really anti-social media, and I completely understand that. But some of them, they'll be like, yeah, sure, and tag me, and then you will get a follow on your socials. So that is amazing to kind of grab clients like that as well. So just keep that in mind. If some clients say no, just don't take it in a bad way. Doesn't mean they hate you or hate your work. It's just because they're just not comfortable to put their face out there, and that's completely normal. Module 3 is basically the introduction of the teacher. So you're gonna see them, they're gonna talk about their business and how they got into their business, and you're just, honestly, this is like, I have to say, it's my favorite part, just to kind of understand like how this makeup artist or how this teacher became a teacher in makeup in the beauty industry, and also how they started in this industry. You know, most of them actually talk about their struggles, which is really interesting. And some of them, they'll be like, hey, I am working on celebrities now, and you're like, wow, I want to be that in the future. Definitely that's my goal, is to work on celebrities eventually one day, or even actually my goal in life is to work with Tim Burton. So if I achieve that, then I can die happy. And also in this course, they kind of talk about setting your goals and motivations, which is really cool. And also makeup kit must-haves, which is really interesting too to watch. And also, most importantly, they also teach you the color theory as well. You know, the wheel, the rainbow wheel. And they kind of talk about what camouflages what and what covers what. This is really important as well. I'm not gonna share what it is, because honestly, this course itself they're gonna teach you all of that. So I kind of don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but the fact that they show you that in this course, it is very, very helpful. And I do have to say that I was also shown this when I did my personal makeup classes here, not on the course, just in general. I feel like every makeup class, they do have to show you this because it is so important to just kind of keep that in mind of like cover up. For example, dark circles. If your dark circles are pretty brown and dark, then you're gonna put something more on the peachy / orange tone just to kind of camouflage that. Get the point? This is what it is. So they're gonna show you that exactly. So I found it really helpful. Also, they're gonna show you makeup, like applying makeup on different skin types and skin tones too. You wanna make sure that you have a really good matched skin tone, especially if you're working with different skin tones as well. It's very important to really make sure that they are matched correctly. And they're also gonna talk about face shapes, eye shapes, all kind of shapes, and they're going to show you guys how to apply the makeup on these different shapes, because not everybody's face is symmetrical or the same size or the same way. Some clients, they're going to have a heart-shaped face, some clients are going to have a round face, some have like more of a square face, also triangle face. You're going to get all type of faces. So they're also going to show you basically, you know, contour and highlight is super in. They're going to show you how to contour and highlight for those different face shapes, which is really interesting. They also talk about influencers and social media and introduction and all of that. So again, it all relates to kind of like module 2, I believe, that is all about the social media and how to get yourself out there. I personally, I'm very active on my Instagram, on my YouTube, also on my website. I try to update my website from time to time, kind of just change pictures, add more testimonies, just kind of like changing up a little bit the aesthetic of the website. I feel like it's really important. Also YouTube, so I'm always here on YouTube as well, doing a whole bunch of things, and I'm also sharing what I do on YouTube onto my Instagram too, just to kind of give people idea like, hey, not only I do bridal or glam makeup, I can also be really artistic and I can do other stuff. And to be honest with you guys, when it comes to Halloween, I'm pretty booked because of what I share on my Instagram page. So just to keep that in mind, you can actually grab so many clients from Instagram itself. Also TikTok now, it's becoming very popular. But Instagram for me, I feel like it's a very busy platform just because you get the chance to post pictures of your work. And I just love it. I'm obsessed with Instagram. I'm such an Instagram girl. And I have to say that I honestly gained most of my clients from Instagram. So keep that in mind. Module 4, I feel like module 4 is really important because honestly, they just talk about sanitization and hygiene. When it comes to makeup, you want to make sure that you have as much disposables as possible, especially when you're working around the eyes area. I honestly don't use any sponges on my clients. I just use my brushes. So for me to sanitize my brushes between clients is to have a brush cleaner with me, and that I just go ahead and I clean my brushes from there. Make sure it's disinfectant as well, but you also want to make sure that you have the brush cleaner that is not super drying on your bristles. You want to purchase one that is pretty good enough, that keeps your bristles nice and soft, but also helps to clean and disinfect from like other people that you're using with. So this is kind of like what I do when it comes to sanitization. But disposables for me, honestly, Q-tips, brush wands, and all of that, I just have that. And to be honest, the only two that I have in my kit is brush wands and Q-tips. Liner brushes and everything, these are all brushes that I use, and I just sanitize and I clean in between clients. I always have wipes with me, disinfectant wipes. I also have makeup removal wipes with me, just to make sure that everything is nice and clean and that everything nicely sanitized for my clients. Because the last thing that you need from your clients is to tell you, hey, I'm getting an allergic reaction from something. So that's a big no-no. Or something develops like within the 2 days after you applied something on a client, which is also a no-no. So you want to make sure that you have everything sanitized. I honestly clean everything in my kit after I finish like a big group of makeup. When I come back home, I honestly deep wash all my brushes. I also have a little sanitization little thing that I put them in there, put the light on them, helps to sanitize everything in there. Also, when it comes to eyeliners, lip liners, lipsticks, anything like that, even powder, I go ahead and I clean everything. I make sure that I disinfect everything very well. I use rubbing alcohol for my lip liners, for my eyeliners, also for the lipsticks, just to kind of like a roughly through, like just really make sure everything is nicely cleaned. And when it comes to the powder, I have like a little mist of like alcohol, so I would spray it a little bit, and then I will take like a tissue paper and I'll just go over all the powders just to make sure everything is nice and clean. So honestly, the most comment that I get when I do my clients is, how clean is your kit? It's crazy. So for me, I love hearing that kind of a comment, and for me it's very important to make sure that everything is clean and sanitized for my customers. Module 5 is makeup application and airbrush. To be honest with you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now, I do not use airbrush. First of all, I honestly never maneuvered a airbrush before. I've seen it, I've touched one, but I haven't used one. So I also find airbrush makeup is also more expensive than just regular makeup, so just keep that in mind. But the benefits of an airbrush machine and having one is you can definitely charge more for your customers. To be honest, I enjoyed the airbrush lesson in this course just because I learned so much, and I'm like, wow, the application is definitely flawless. It is airbrushed, it is beautiful. But they basically just did face. There is some people that also do eyes for airbrush, but honestly, blending application, I'm not sure how that's gonna end up like, but definitely for face, it gives you a really nice airbrush look. It looks flawless. Everything is blended together so smoothly. But also, to be honest, you can do the same thing, the same application, but with brushes. Now, I've been working with brushes for years, and to be honest, I just prefer brushes a lot. I feel like you have more control, you have more stability on like where to apply the stuff. Airbrush, it is fun, but it is messy. It's gonna go everywhere. Hair, clothes, you're gonna get messy. But I feel like just with brushes, you have more control on how far the makeup's gonna spread, and it's just not gonna go everywhere. But having the airbrush lesson in here, it is super duper interesting, and I enjoyed watching it a lot. The makeup application, they're just gonna show you basic, like a makeup application for brides. I really enjoyed the makeup look that the teacher applied on the model. I found it really flawless, very bridal. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna show you guys a different bridal look that most of my brides actually ask for, and every time they show me a picture, it's kind of always the same look. So I'm gonna show you guys what I normally do on my brides and what is the most asked look as well. So I'm really excited to show you guys this look because it is honestly one of the highest demands right now. They also talk about glitter and all of that. Now, glitter when it comes to bride, I would have to say never happens. Not a lot of brides would like to have glitter on the eyes, except maybe rarely when you're doing a touch-up for like the nighter event. They might ask you, hey, could you spice it up a little bit, add a little bit more glitter, make it more night-like, party-like kind of look, and that's when it is. But to be honest, it is very rare that you will have a bride asking you for glitter. They're gonna ask you for shimmer, like little shiny shimmer, like little sparkles, but not glitter, you know? So that's just from my experience. But they do show you how to create a really nice glammed glitter look. When I say glitter, it's not like those big funky glitters. They're actually fine cosmetic glitters that are very wearable. So I really like the look that they did. But when it comes to bride, they really avoid the glitter effect. So just saying. They also talk about cut crease and glitter and liner and glossy lips and all of that. I do have to say cut crease lately has been very on demand, and I do personally love a cut crease look because I feel like it really makes the eyes look bigger. Today's look is going to be kind of like a cut crease slash hybrid, more bridal-ish that I'm gonna show you because it's what I've been doing a lot on brides, I would have to say. But yeah, so I'm excited to show you guys what it is. But they do show you a beautiful cut crease look with some glitter and just really spicing it up. Module 6 is mature skin makeup, and they also show you male grooming and also kids makeup. Now, I've worked on all of them. Mature skin is also very popular when it comes to bridal, because mature skin is basically for moms, grandmas, aunties, all of those. So you want to make sure that you have the perfect makeup for these type of skin, because more mature skin meaning more wrinkles, and the last thing that they need, they also tell you straight up to your face, I don't want my wrinkles to show. So basically you want to make sure that you moisturize as much as possible. You want to make sure that the skin is nicely moisturized. I feel like with more mature skin, you will tend to see more of a drier skin, which is really normal. So you want to make sure that they are highly moisturized and prepped before the makeup. And with the makeup application, the only tip that I can give you guys is less is more. Keep that in mind, especially when it comes under the eyes area, where it's more the wrinkles, and around the lip area as well, which is more the wrinkles, and they feel very insecure about those two areas. So you want to make sure that you have less product as possible when it comes to these two areas right here. And also when it comes to like packing the powder, very, very light finish, and trust me, they're gonna love their skin after. When it comes to male grooming, I do male makeup sometimes. You're gonna have some males, especially like when it comes to their big wedding day, that they're gonna ask you just to cover up a little bit under the eye. Also, if they have a little blemish, you can cover it up as well. So while I'm doing like just lightly covering up, you want to make sure that when you're doing these is to use products that's very, very, very close to their skin tone. With male grooming, you can easily mess up the skin tone if the concealer is not the same color as the rest of the face, especially because we're not doing all the face, we're just kind of doing spotting makeup, I would call it. So you want to make sure that it is very nicely blended into the rest of the skin, so it doesn't look like he has any makeup on. Also, when you do that, you want to make sure that you have somewhat like a translucent powder, no color, just to set everything in place so it can stay on the male for a longer time. And also what I like to do, just a quick take a clear brow gel, brush up the brows, brush up the beard if there's any hair flying out, also the mustache. You want to make sure that it is just nicely fitted, but also try to make sure that not to get like not like a brow gel that dries like crusty. You want one that is quite natural, but it kind of tones or calms down all the hairs, all the flyaway hairs. So you want to make sure that you have a brow gel that is more on like a lighter form than a thicker form. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, and sometimes I like to add just a little bit of a lip balm, because male lips are so dry and it drives me nuts. So just a little bit of a lip balm, not too shiny, just to kind of get those lips moisturized, because when they're gonna say I do, you're not gonna kiss your bride with dry lips, okay? Kids makeup. Kids makeup, it is common and not common, but sometimes when you're doing a big bridal and they have flower girls and all of that, obviously the little girls are gonna see you doing everybody's makeup, and as a little girl I can put myself in their place, because at that age I really wanted just like a little gloss, just like a little shimmer or whatnot. So when I see girls like that, obviously I take the mom's permission if it's okay with them, obviously, because you're putting makeup on them. But when I say makeup, let me get into that in just a second. But I do take the mom permission at first before anything. And you know, most of the time they're gonna be like, yeah, sure. Like they're not gonna say like no. So normally what I do with little girls, just a gloss, a little like shimmery pink shadow, and a little bit of blush. And to be honest, like they are the happiest thing ever. And especially when they are sitting on just on your chair, because I do carry a high chair with me, more like a director chair-ish, they feel like they are the biggest princesses ever. So it really cheers me up, because I can relate to these girls, because I was one of them one day and I just wanted to get pampered with like little things. But make sure that you get the parents' permission. So when it comes to like kids makeup, you really don't need much on them, honestly. They're already like, they have the perfect skin, and you don't want to introduce them to stuff like that at that age, especially if they're like flower girls and they're really, really young. Just a little bit of like a clear gloss, or even like a pinky tone kind of gloss, they really enjoy that. A little bit of like light eyeshadow, just one tone all over, just a little bit of blush. They really enjoy it. And also what I also find that they really enjoy the most is the setting spray. Like once you get that setting spray on and you're spraying it on them, they're gonna be like, this is gonna stay on forever, you know? Like they get that feeling, and honestly it just cheers me up. So when it comes to kids makeup, again, just make sure that you take some adult's permission before you do anything on them. And also in the module 6, they kind of show you they call it the bump up event look. So when you're kind of having a more natural look, especially on brides, we're gonna say, you're gonna do this natural bride look. Basically the bride is gonna ask you for that for pictures, the first look, and church, and whatever. They wanna have something really nice, light, glowy, and all of that. But then if they're gonna ask for your service for touch-ups later, you're gonna go to like the main hall event place, and she's gonna be like, well, I need you to spice this up a little bit. And that's when you kind of bump up the look to more like an evening look. You're gonna be adding like a darker eyeshadow, a little bit of a liner, just maybe darkening up a little bit the blush, adding like a different lip color. It depends what she's gonna ask you for, but it happens that sometimes brides are just gonna tell you, could you please spice this up a little bit? And that is fine. So, but when it comes to touch-ups, you're gonna be able to know how much you're gonna charge extra for those eventually. So with time, with experience, you're gonna get to know like how to accord your services when you get there. Module 7 is all about marketing advice. So they kind of talk about building your website, social media, YouTube, Model Mayhem, PRIV, Glam Squad. Basically what that is kind of trying to get yourself in agencies, which I am in a makeup agency, which is actually my friend's makeup agency that I do work with her agency as well. So if she's not able to do a big group, or she has a big group and she wants to divide, let's say, the application, for example, she's doing 4, I'm doing 3. So you kind of need to be open to get yourself into agencies. First, you get extra income, but also just to let you know, keep in mind when you are putting yourself in agencies, they are gonna take a cut of your work. So if you don't want them to take a cut of your work, then you don't have to join agencies. But most of agencies, they do. The reason why they do is because they're finding you the clients. So basically it starts off with, it's their clients initially, not yours. But it's obvious that they're gonna take a cut from your work, which is, for me, I'm totally fine. But you kind of get to talk to them and say, hey, if you're gonna take a cut, then this is how much I want, because this is originally how much I charge. Again, that comes with time, with communication, and you kind of have to have a firm foot down and just not let people take advantage of your work. Because trust me, it happened to me a lot, and I got to learn a lot from those experiences. That's why I don't really join any hair salons when it comes to makeup, because I feel like they just rob you. So just an FYI. Module 8 is business essentials. So in this little module, they're gonna talk to you guys about dealing with negativity, also dealing with picky clients, working at the counter, also how to deal with just difficult clients in general, assisting MUAs if ever you want to assist, portfolio building as well, and how to get out there to get your clients. So I find it's very important. Oh, and they also show you how to price your service as well. Pricing your service, it all comes with experience. It all comes with time. And to be honest, I don't charge what I used to charge when I first started. My prices did get higher. The reason for that is because my kit is more expensive. I have more higher end stuff. I also take my time. I also go to their place. I also use my own gas, my own mileage, my own things. So you guys get the point here. With time, you get to raise your prices. It's all about your experience as well, and your application and the products that you use. Dealing with negative clients / difficult clients, you're gonna have that. I still do. I have clients that they book me all the time, and when they book me, I know they're just difficult just because they're very picky, and that's completely normal. So I try my best to do what the client wants all the time. Sometimes they're gonna ask me, what do you think? So that's when that 1% kind of comes in, and I suggest what I think would be best. But honestly, I do my best to do what my client wants at all times. For me, that is very, very important. Working at a counter, I can emphasize on how important that is. When I first started, I worked at MAC Cosmetics, and I worked there for 3 years. During my time working at MAC, this is where I kind of learned a lot about makeup application. To be honest, I think I learned more about the makeup application than my makeup course. The reason for that is because you get to see people. You're working on different types, different skin tones, and you just constantly, you know, do makeup on people. And to be honest, working at MAC Cosmetics was the biggest improvement of my whole makeup career, to be honest with you. And that's when I kind of started my freelance officially and started charging for my services. Now my kit has MAC stuff, and I'm getting clients from the counter and they want their makeup done. So, you know, that's when I'm like, you know what, let's dive into this. And that's when I kind of started officially charging for my services. But before that, I was doing a lot of freebies. I was going to photo shoots, having friends come over, doing their makeup, just taking pictures of them, posting it on my social media and all of that. So it all comes with time and experience. And for you to get yourself out there, try to do some freebies, try to work in the counter. I feel like it's just really going to help a lot, especially with your experience and with your application too. And at the end of the day, makeup needs practice. So if you don't practice, you're not gonna achieve a perfectly winged liner. Just saying. Module 9 is all about hair. I honestly really enjoyed this course a lot, especially because I'm somebody that is dying to study into just hairstyling in general. How to do an updo, how to do a simple messy bun, a little twist. I know how to braid hair, obviously, but doing like a mermaid fishtail braid, I mean, this is so interesting. So eventually, like, I do want to get those courses done in my personal career, but having this module in this course was incredibly helpful. And they also show you the products, the tools that are necessary. Also, when it comes to brushes and combs, you guys, I didn't know that you needed so much combs and brushes. Like, not so much, but like just the basics. And I'm like, oh, I just use one brush and that's it. But you definitely need a couple of hair tools with you as well, and different bobby pin colors and different clips and different everything. So for me, I was like, I didn't know we needed all of that for hair. So I found it incredibly helpful. Look at my hair. Talking about my hair. Hello, messy. So for me, honestly, I found it really incredibly helpful, and I just really enjoyed just looking at the demos, watching each little step and techniques and all of these things. So for me, I really did enjoy this course a lot. So they talk about everything in here, extensions, bridal trials, and all of that stuff. They also do show you some demos. You have a bridal updos, a little twist, a messy bun. Everything that you need to know about hair, they do show you in here, and I just really enjoyed this course a lot. Honestly, these are all the modules in this course. Obviously, they also give you guys some bonuses at the end too, which is really interesting, like more like Zoom classes as well. I feel this course is filled with a lot of information, filled with a lot of details and techniques that is super helpful for a makeup artist out there like myself. So I definitely enjoyed this course a lot. So let's go ahead and dive into my makeup tutorial and show you guys my favorite bridal look at the moment. So let's get started. Alrighty, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and do a skin makeup first, just to kind of get that out there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the eyes. So for the eyes, I'm actually using the new Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette. I feel like this palette right here, it is the perfect bridal palette. He also has a darker version of this, which is also very popular for brides, but since this is his new one, I thought I would go ahead and use this for today. And also I'm gonna show you guys my favorite shimmer that I use on my brides all the time, which is this one right here. This is from a brand called Artist Couture. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with this brand, but this is honestly the only thing that I have from them. So when it comes to skin, since I did my rhinoplasty, and I'm actually, to be honest with you guys, I'm super scared to put anything heavy, especially around the nose area. So I'm gonna keep my skin quite light and natural, which is honestly, that's what most of the brides want. Like, they don't want to overdo their skin a lot. They just want to have like a nice glow, contoured, highlighted, blushed kind of face, and just keeping it nice, simple, and natural as well. So I already went ahead and I did all my skin prep, which is moisturizing, toning, and eye cream and all of that. So it's very important that you do all of these steps also on yourself and on your clients. It is super duper important. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just conceal. So I'm gonna be using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I like to conceal my under eye. Now these are my products, obviously I'm going to be using them on my face, but if you're doing this on clients, make sure that you have a little like a tray that I normally get to mix everything on it. What's it called? Like it's not really a spatula, which you do need a spatula too, but I just use like a little tray just to do all my mixes on it, so I don't double dip with anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do some spot concealing. Lately I haven't been liking the super over makeup finish at all. I feel like I am very natural right now, and I like to have a nice natural glowy skin without making it look too intense. Next, I am going to be using a BB cream, believe it or not. This one here is from Garnier and I really like it. This is a Miracle Anti-Aging BB cream, and it also has SPF 15 in it. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that, just the back of my hand here. I'm just gonna blend it over just to kind of melt it a little bit, and I'm just gonna go and apply this on my face. I know I said that I use brushes on my clients, which I do, but on myself I love a sponge. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything out with the sponge, and I'm just not gonna get super close to my nose because again, like I'm a bit too scared. Also, just like stomping my little sponge like here, I feel like a little bit of tension, so I'm just not gonna go super crazy. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the concealer under the eyes. I feel like the under eyes for me right now has been the driest area ever on my face, so I want to make sure that I have less product there as much as possible. So I'm going to take whatever I have left of the BB cream on my hand here and just put it on the little areas that needs a little bit more love. Also very important is to bring it down the neck and make sure that it's nicely blended. Now I have a stubborn little guy right here. I'm just gonna put this there and let it sit a little bit, let it dry off a little bit, and hopefully it can cover up that little guy. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and do some contouring. I'm gonna use the matte one because I feel like it gives you such a nice light finish. So for me, contouring, I'm just gonna go upwards with this to kind of lift the face a little bit. And the reason why I love this one so much, because it is so light and it blends super easily into the skin. So I'm just gonna add it like this. I normally do my nose too, but like I said, I'm not going to dare to touch my nose today, so I'm just a bit too scared still. So I'm just gonna take the sponge and I'm gonna go and blend this contour out. I'm gonna take a little bit of the concealer and I'm just going to chisel out the contour a little bit. I'm gonna take a little brush and blend out the concealer. This is gonna help give you that more the defined contoured look. gonna take this little sponge thing and blend it all out. Then I also like to do a little bit of a cream blush. So I'm gonna be using the one from Made by Mitchell. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of that here on the face. Now you can use any colored blush that you want. What I really prefer on my skin tone is definitely a peachy kind of tone, which is what I like. I just went ahead and I zoomed in so you guys could see a little bit better. So I'm just gonna go and put that on the face. Sometimes I like to add a little bit more of blush just because I love a blushed moment. Then I like to go ahead and highlight under the eyes a little bit just to brighten up everything. And then I take my little sponge and I blend all of that out. I'm gonna go up with it just to lift up the face. And I'm also gonna be bringing that into the inner corners just to brighten up the inner corners of the eyes. If you want, go ahead and add more blush. Blush for me is always a must-have, so I don't mind going crazy a little bit on the blush, to be honest. Now you're gonna take some sort of a setting powder. I like to use this one. This is from Twa Beauty, which is a light translucent powder, and I like to use it with my sponge. So I'm just gonna go and put that all over and just set the under eye with that. And I'm also gonna set the chin and the in between the brows too. Next, this is optional, but I love using it. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of a powder foundation, very, very light, using it with a big brush. And I'm just going to set and blend this powder with that. And I'm just gonna set the rest of the face with this too. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of bronzing slash contouring. So I'm just gonna go over the contour that we have done in the beginning, and I'm just going to lightly contour that. And also, I forgot to mention, when it comes to clients and me doing their makeup, I always start off with eyes and then I do face. For some reason, I got used to that kind of an application, but when it comes to me, I always like to do skin first and then eyes for some odd reason. But to be honest, the reason why I do eyes first on clients is just because to have a better finish and also like more of a fresher skin, and also it's easier to clean any fallouts as well. So just to keep that in mind. But I know there's a lot of artists that also does face and then eyes, but to be honest, with experience, I just really prefer doing eyes and then face on my clients. So I'm gonna do a light contour like this just to kind of have color into the skin. And I'm also gonna do a little bit of blush. I'm gonna be using the this palette right here. It's called Secret Garden and it looks like this. I'm gonna take a little bit of this color right here and I'm just gonna pack that on the face. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this color too, just to kind of blush up everything. I'm gonna go ahead and set the face in place. Setting spray is what I use a lot on my clients, just an FYI. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera, and I'll also do one eye, and then I'll be back to show you guys how I created it on the other eye. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so the brows are on and the eye is done. Now, sorry about my skin my skin is patchy. It's just not working well with me today. Also, I feel like since my eyes has been really dry lately, so it's been not really the perfect application. I would have to say that this palette right here from Makeup Forever, the new one, this one here is called Master Mattes the Neutrals. It's definitely more on, like, I find it very cold tones. I prefer on my actual skin tone, I prefer more like warmer tones. I prefer more that peachy reddish browns rather than just gray browns and like very cold tones. But to be honest, I noticed that this really makes the green in my eyes show a little bit, which I am not hating. It is absolutely stunning. But for bridal looks, this is definitely a look that is very asked for. A smoked out winged liner, not too intense. Some highlight in the inner corners to brighten up the eye. And yeah, pretty much it. So I'm here to show you guys how to create this look right here. First thing, you need to prime the eyelid. Eyelids primer is so important. Honestly, I am using the Urban Decay one. I love the Urban Decay primer potions. All of them, they are just all super good and they really don't crease the eyeshadow to the eye whatsoever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. I like to use the one with the beige packaging just because I like the finish that the beige packaging gives, and it's more like lighter on the lid too, so it really makes the eyeshadow pop. Now going with this palette right here, I'm gonna be taking the lighter color, which is this light whitish tone, and I'm just going to drop that on the brow bone area. If you guys don't know, I love to do this. I love to brighten up the brow bone area before I start anything, just because I feel like it really makes the blending of the darker shadows in the crease much better. And I'm also gonna take that pinky skin tone kind of color too, and I'm just gonna put that right under it like this, just to blend everything and just have a nice base. Just that by itself, it just really lifts the brow up. And I also like to do this with my clients as well. Now, not a lot of clients like a shimmery brow bone area. It's very rare, so that's why I like to start with a skin tone kind of base right under the brows, just to really brighten that up. The one thing about this palette is the fallouts. Like, all of the powder that happens on this palette is just, it's crazy. Now I'm gonna take this color right here, mixing it with this color right here, just honestly just dipping my brush into both, and I'm going to concentrate this on the outer corner. So I like to go and start very light when it comes to the outer corners, and then I slowly build up my color from there. And you want to make sure, if you have a bride asking you for a lifted eye look, you want to make sure that you go up with your eyeshadow than going down or going straight. It depends on the eye shape, but to be honest, everybody wants that smoked out cat liner. So to achieve that smoked out cat liner, you need to drag your shadows upwards when you're doing their eyes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pack this all over and blend it out. What's wrong with my skin today? Honestly, like, nothing is working out with me today, so I'm really sorry about that. I don't know, just my skin doesn't want to cooperate with me today. You're also gonna have moments like that too with your client, that you notice that nothing is working well on their skin. So all you need to do is just try your best and keep going, and trust me, it happens to me most of the time, and I keep going and I finish everything, and then everything looks perfect at the end. So you just kind of like need to just take your time with it. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the deeper colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one, and I'm gonna mix it with these two a little bit, but very lightly at first. And I'm going to pack that on the outer corners. Lightly start to darken the outer corners of the eye a little bit. The whole trick with bridal is you want to make sure that everything is blended very well, and blended into the skin very well, or else it's going to be really patchy, and we don't want patchy. So you see, like, slowly darkening up the outer corners, but yet it is very light. I feel like a lot of brides don't want to wear too much makeup going on. Like, for them, some people are gonna find this a little bit too intense, and that's normal. But to be honest, from experience, if you don't do a little bit of definition to your eyes on the pictures, it's gonna look like you have nothing on. And you also could advise your clients with that information, because it happens a lot that, hey, it's like they would tell you makeup is not showing on pictures, and I would actually give them like a little demo. Like when I do their eyes, I take a picture, their eyes open, there's like nothing there, and they're like, okay, yeah, we understand, do it a little bit darker. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease a little bit. I'm gonna be using my P. Louise, and I'm just gonna take that and I'm going to do a light little cut crease in the inner corners. Not too crazy. I mean, I don't like to have like an intense cut crease. You're gonna see I'm gonna be blending it out, but just to kind of have some sort of a base for the cut crease. Now I have that like this. I'm just gonna take a small little eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna start blending it out like that. You want to make sure that it's really nicely blended. I'm gonna go back with the Makeup by Mario palette. I'm gonna take this pink skin tone color. I'm gonna pack it in the middle. This look is very well popular because there's a lot of brides that don't want shimmer all over the eye, but they want only in the inner corners just to brighten up the eye. So I call this look kind of like a hybrid between mattes and shimmer, but not going too crazy. Now I'm gonna take this loose powder. This is from Artist Couture, and this one here is called Spotlight Glitz. And I honestly take a little bit of this because this goes a long way, and I'm going to pack it in the inner corners of the eye, and this instantly brightens up the inner corners of the eye and giving the bride a little bit of shimmer, but not too crazy. And that's why I really like this shimmer a lot, because it's really discreet, light. You have a little bit of shimmer, but not glitter. Now I'm gonna take this light brown very, very lightly, and I'm going to bring that just right on top of the shimmer right here. And this is just gonna tone it down a little bit and form the eye shape a little bit more. Now again, you'll be working with different eye shapes, so please keep in mind that this look might not look good on other different eyes, but to be honest, I feel like it's pretty universal. That's gonna help to make the eyes pop without making them look too droopy or too sleepy or whatnot. Now I'm gonna take a brown pencil liner. I'm going to tight line the upper lid just like this, just creating a little line. I'm gonna smoke it out just a tiny bit with the brush at first. So I'm gonna take a small little pencil brush, and I'm going to smoke it out before it dries. And now I'm gonna take a angled brush and I'm gonna pack the brush with this liner, and I'm going to lightly start dragging this liner upwards, creating a little wing, but very, 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 very lightly, like this. Now this tends to dry pretty quickly if you're doing this method. It also depends on the liner that you're using. The one I'm using is from Charlotte Tilbury, so that one tends to dry pretty quickly, but it is one of my favorite browns. This one here, it is called Pillow Talk, and while it's still wet, I'm gonna take the browns, these two right here, and I'm going to pack it right on top of the liner and start blending it out. I'm also going to take this brown shadow and put it only on the outer corners of the eye to tight line the whole thing together. To be honest, I feel like this look is much easier to create on brides. Now I'm going to take this brown pencil liner and I'm just going to put that on the waterline, and I'm also going to go on the upper waterline. This is more like called more tight lining, I guess. And then I'm going to take that lighter brown and I'm going to blend everything, especially on the outer corners, like this, and up here too. I'm going to take that pink light color and I'm going to put that on the inner corners of the eye at the lower lash line. So instead of putting shimmer there, I like to go ahead and keep it nice and matte. I'm also going to take a little bit of that white as well, just to brighten up that inner corners. It gives a really nice finish. This is how the eye is looking. Now I just go ahead and apply mascara and lashes. Let me go ahead and apply the mascara and I'll be back to talk a little bit about the lashes. All right, lashes I feel like is very, very, very important. The lashes that I use for my clients, to be honest, are actually from my friend's brand. The same friend that has the agency also has lashes, and honestly, these are the only lashes that I use on my clients just because they give the perfect finish for any occasion, not only brides in general. I always go back to them just because they are super good and they're also very lightweight, and a lot of my clients actually adore these lashes. So this is a brand called MFMA. So she has individual lashes and she also has strips. She also has another kind, but it is more dramatic, which I rarely use for my kit, to be honest. I kind of keep it to myself when I want something more dramatic. But for brides, I use a lot of her individual lashes, and also the strips as well, and also the lash glue that she sells as well. I really like the lash glue because it is latex free. You don't know who you're working with and you don't know who's allergic to latex, so you want to be on the safe side and just have a latex free lash glue with you at all times. This is my favorite lash glue. It dries up pretty nicely. You don't have to wait hours for it to dry like the Duo lash glue, for example. This one, you just put it on the strip and you pop it on and it dries and it stays all day, and I love it. And it doesn't even like make any eye tear up or anything like that. I absolutely love it. Now for the lashes, I'll go ahead and talk about the individuals pretty quickly. The reason why I have 3 right here is because these come in 3 different sizes. You have the 12mm, they look like that, they are pretty long. These are the 10mm, they are slightly shorter than the 12mm. These are the 8mm. The 8mm's are normally shorter, and I like to put these more like in the inner corners. And I love the individuals just because you can play around with the sizes a little bit and the length a little bit. So basically I tend to use like the 12mm, like I would add 3, I would separate them, and then the 10mm will come kind of like in between, and then the 8mm's would be more in the inner corners, so they're not too intense. And I just love the finish. I also use the individuals a lot for the mature ladies. So basically for the mom, the grandma, and whatever, they honestly really love the individuals a lot. So these are my favorite. And then when it comes to the brides or even the bridesmaids or whatnot, it also vary. Some of them want individual, some of them want strips. So it depends. You get to know what your bride / client wants. These are the Pro Light. I like the light ones because they give you a little bit of a length and a little bit of volume, but yet making the eye really nice and cat eye effect. So these are the light, which I really like the finish. And these are the flare. The flare are a little bit more natural. They're also kind of wispy a little bit. They would give you like a cat eye look as well, but these are a little bit less intense than the light. These are the flare, and I absolutely love these a lot. Flare ones are actually the most high demand for brides, to be honest, but I really like the light. It depends on the eye shape as well. So I'm going to be using the light, and I love the fact that these comes with 5 lashes and they're actually really not expensive. and the lash glue as well, like I have mentioned. The good news is that I have a discount code for you guys for MFMA. You can check out the description box down below. You can use my code, save some money, and get yourself really good quality lashes for your clients, or even for yourself, to be honest. Like, they are so usable for yourself as well. So I highly recommend these lashes. Honestly, that's the only thing I use for my clients, and sometimes for myself too. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use the light. So I have my pack right here. You wanna make sure that you are measuring the lashes to your client's eyes, and some clients have smaller eyes than others. So you wanna make sure that you shape them and you cut them to the size. Now, originally these are a little bit longer, so I like to just cut them a little bit to fit my eye shape. And then I use the lash glue. I put a little strip of glue, and I make sure to add just a little bit extra glue just on the corners, in case, you know, the outer corners, the little corners, like the inside and the outside, is the most common that they tend to flip up throughout the day. So you want to make sure that you add a little bit extra, so like that they're secure on your client's eyes. So I like to give it a little wave, and then I go ahead and I pop them to the eye, and they stick pretty quickly too. I'm gonna do the inner corners first. And then stick the outer corners. Just like that. So simple, so easy. And honestly, it's the glue that does the whole magic, to be honest. I'm gonna give some time for them to dry into place. While they're drying, I'm just gonna take my mascara and add mascara on the lower lashes. And then I'm just gonna take the mascara and put some on the upper lashes just to blend both together. That is it for the eyes. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit and just finish up with the face, and we'll do lips as well. I'm gonna take my contour again, and we're gonna go ahead and chisel out the face just a little bit more. My skin is so patchy, it's like not even funny. It's so annoying. I'm gonna change the blush a little bit. I'm gonna use my Juvia's Place just to kind of like save the little bit of the patchiness that's happening, which is not really going to save anything. It's just gonna make it worse. I don't have to put anything on my nose, to be honest, but I'm gonna try to add a little bit of blush on the nose, just a tiny bit. It feels so weird to even touch my nose. So weird. For lips, I'm gonna go ahead and do something light and neutral. But before I go ahead and do the lips, let's go ahead and highlight, because I almost forgot. I'm gonna use my Anastasia and Amrezy. This is really old. I don't think it actually exists anymore, but I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight a little bit just to cover up a little bit of this ugly skin that's happening today on me. Not the makeup per se, just my skin. It hasn't been cooperating that well. Setting my face with the all-nighter. For lips, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. This is the Pillow Talk Medium 2. And since this is kind of like a cool toned kind of eye, so we're gonna do like a nice light pinky kind of color. And the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner is like one of the most popular ones for brides. I find lip liners are a personal preference. Every bride is going to be different. I normally would tell the bride to purchase her lip products that she wants to use for her wedding, so she can just use for like touch-ups later, because most of them are going to ask you if you sell your products. I normally don't sell the products that I use on my clients, but I do have extra lipsticks that I sell in my kits, so if ever they're interested. I'm gonna use this product from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Crystal Happiness, and this is kind of like a lip balm kind of thing, that it gives you also like a nice pinky kind of look, a little bit of gloss. I really like it. Look at the little shine that also gives. It is so beautiful. Obsessed. Look at that. It is so beautiful, and it's not sticky whatsoever, and it is extremely moisturizing. So I like this. The skin is very glowy though. Would like that glow. Let me go ahead and just put on a nice top, and then I'll show you guys the hair. I went ahead and I put a white top on just to kind of pretend like I'm a bride. For the hair, I honestly just use a hair blower to do my hair, but I'm gonna try to see, because since I straightened my hair yesterday, I'm not sure if it's gonna wave or curl a little bit today, but we are going to try. So for the hair, I normally like to section it off, and like I said, I'm not going to be doing any updos or any half updo or whatever it is, just because like I don't have time to do that. So I'm going to show you guys how to just wave it, and it's pretty easy. I think you guys have seen me do this before, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the curlers a little bit. We'll see if it's gonna work. Normally if my hair is straight already and I've straightened it already, it won't curl. Hey! Ow. Let's see if this is gonna work. I love this stuff because it makes it super easy. It gives you a nice curl, but not too intense. I'm really liking this. It is super, super pretty. And there you go. I'm just gonna go ahead and style my hair like this for now, just to kind of say that I did a little bit of hairstyling in this video. I normally don't like to put hairsprays or whatever on my hair. I like to avoid hairsprays as much as possible, but yeah, this is how it looks like. It's just a simple straight to curls, not too intense, very lightweight. And to be honest, I'm just really obsessed with the hair. I like it a lot. Alrighty guys, this is the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I honestly had so much fun with Online Makeup Academy, and to be honest, I enjoy learning a lot from Online Makeup Academy. So far I've enjoyed all of their courses that they had offered me, and I'm just really happy with everything. And to be honest, as a professional makeup artist doing it for years, I always learn something new. So I definitely learned a lot of new things in this bridal and hair makeup course. If you guys want to go ahead and start your courses with Online Makeup Academy, they were super nice enough to offer you guys a discount code, and you can get $100 off your course. You can use my discount code LightBeautyByND, 100 off. I'll leave it somewhere here on the screen, and I'm also gonna leave it in the description box down below. Same thing to the link and everything you need to know about Online Makeup Academy in the description box down below if you guys are interested to check out their courses. They don't only have a bridal course for you guys, but they also have hairstyling, special effects, regular makeup, any kind of makeup application that you want they have. And now they have the bridal and hair course together in one. It is just brilliant. It is so brilliant, and I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend this course. If you want to be a professional makeup artist, just concentrating your industry on brides, check out the course. There's a lot to learn, and they are extremely helpful. I just have to say thank you so much Online Makeup Academy for collaborating with me again on the bridal and hair course. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it to anybody that wants to start in the makeup industry and become a professional makeup artist. I feel Online Academy, it is the best way to do it, especially because you're doing it also in the comfort of your own house. So if you miss anything, you're not really shy to ask, you can just rewind and rewatch. You can also comment on their videos. You can also leave your questions there. They actually do answer you back. You can leave your questions on their videos and they will definitely answer you and help you out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just leave them all in the comments down below and I'll try my best to answer each and one of you guys. I love you guys so much and I'll talk to you later. Bye.